up for review we have a game that was originally released by Taskset under the name Super Pipeline 2. The Mastertronic release is actually just called Pipeline 2. So this is one of the last games to be released in a grid style packaging. This was a 1986 release. As you can see, it is grid style on the spine, but the front cover, although it's got that Mastertronic sort of pyramid style logo at the bottom, is otherwise a full page picture. It's got Pipeline 2 at the top there, and it's got our hero fighting off a lot of angry looking tools with a lot of pipes running around him. Pretty cool cover. And the back there's got the blurb about the game. Help Fred and Will to keep the pipeline open, and Fred in a job against the frenzied efforts of demented toolkit and ravenous scorpions. And it says there at the bottom, as previously mentioned, written by Andy Walker and Tony Gibson of Taskset. This was originally published by them and then later re-released by Mastertronic. Here we've got some screenshots inside the inlay, and as you can see, there's lots of pipes with lots of little beasties on them, and our hero, zoomed in a little bit too far there, it's gone rather blurry. There we go, and our hero running around on the pipes as well. Got there eventually. And inside, the usual stuff. So it's got the background about the game. Foreman Fred has a problem, the pipes must be kept open, blah blah blah. Tells you about all the instructions. What you're supposed to do is fix the holes in the pipes and avoid all the mutant tools, for want of a better word. And scorpions as well, which seem to have been unleashed by somebody. It's got some loading instructions at the bottom there, and more info, bit of strategy, some controls, and you've also got some settings, it seems, to set the number of players' lives, and the instructions are also displayed within the game. So nice little inlay there. Let's just wait for the game to load. So as you can see, the original name of the game when released by Taskset was Super Pipeline 2, not just Pipeline 2. And this is the loading screen. It says loading Super Pipeline 2, please wait. And that is pretty much that. So here we have the title screen. As you can see, the copyright there was 1985 and Taskset, showing the original release details. And it goes straight into a rolling demo of the game. And a decent one for a change, although it's only on for a few seconds. And there's also a high score table. This is a very arcadey style game, as you'll see when the game starts in a moment. I do quite like how every time it goes back to the title screen it's in a different colour. Again, you can see a little demo of the game in progress there. So let's get on with the game. Oh, should mention the options actually. So you've got some options there. You can change the number of players, 1 or 2, number of lives, up to 8. We'll just stick with, let's have 4, why not? And instructions, why not? Let's just take a look at those as well. So you can see what the aim of the game is there. Keep the pipeline open until the barrels are full. Collect the workmen leading to leaky pipes. Creatures can kill you, blah blah blah. And then even the game itself at the bottom says waffle, blah blah. So let's get on with the game. So I'm the chap in the white at the top there. He's armed with a gun which can shoot the enemies, which are a range of rather angry tools, like this hammer here, or little creatures. They will kill you if they touch you. And the idea of the game, as the instructions said, was to let the water, or pink liquid in this case, go through the pipe and go into the barrel at the bottom of the screen. There's only one barrel on the first level, so it's pretty straightforward. As you can see, the barrel's filling up. When the drills come on the screen, and other tools in later levels as well, they can make a hole in the pipe, and you have to take one of these little green guys, of which you've got an unlimited supply, to fix it. But as you can see, I got through that level perfectly fine, and there's a little C5 at the bottom getting smashed up, signifying the Spectrum versus Commodore 64 wars of the 80s there. So on to the second level. Gets a little bit more tricky. So we've got to angry toolboxes and pneumatic drills and things going around. You probably see this drill halfway down the screen here. Try and there we go. It's made a hole in the pipe there. So what you've got to do is take your guy, and as you can see there, the little green guy's now fixing the pipe. At the moment the water's coming out of the wrong place. There you go, and now it's going into the barrel. So that's the idea of the game. Pretty straightforward stuff. As I said, it's very much like an arcade style game. You know, you're working to get as big a score as possible. It's quite fast and frantic action. Graphics are pretty much of the time, you know, mid-80s sort of Commodore 64 graphics, quite chunky, fairly simplistic, rather liberal use of brown on this stage, but they're pretty nice. Your main character Fred's got the expanded sprite, I think, there to make him look bigger than the other characters, who are all called Will, by the way. Oh, we need to go and fix that again. And at the end of each level there's a little cutscene, little funny moment, as you saw with the C5 on the first level, and you'll see something different on the end of this one. There we go, that's the second level completed. And as you can see, there's a lady going past there, and one of our little guys rather took a fancy to her. And so it goes on. Music's pretty cool, again it's kind of frantic, which is in keeping with the game. It's a pretty simplistic game, but it's good fun. Rather the sort of game I like, in fact, because it's fairly easy to get into. It doesn't take a lot of reading the instructions, just get on with the game and you soon learn how to play it. The only real criticism I have of it is sometimes it's rather difficult to transition from going left to right to up and down on these sort of joins between the pipes. Sometimes you get stuck there and a baddie will come along and kill you. So I'm now on level 4, and this sees the introduction of the scorpions that are mentioned in the instruction booklet. These guys are rather more difficult to get rid of, and in fact sometimes seem to have to be avoided rather than shot. Also some circular saws which will cut through the pipes. Sometimes you can shoot them and sometimes you can't, the scorpions. It's a bit strange. Maybe I can only shoot them from behind. I haven't quite worked that out. There's also some bugs running around on this level as well. But otherwise it's pretty much exactly the same stuff. Oh. As you can see, if the enemies hit the little green guys, it drops them off the screen. You've got an unlimited supply of them, as I mentioned. So it's usually best to try and sacrifice them. They do follow you around. If you walk past them, they'll follow you around. I'll try and demonstrate in a minute. As you can see now, the little green guy follows me around, so I can use him as a human shield. Of course, oh dear, the scorpion got me having said that. Ah yeah, okay, so you can shoot the scorpions from behind. That's how you get rid of those. Yeah, the claws are impervious to damage. Oh, as you can see, it gets a little bit more frantic as things progress. That said, it's going reasonably well at the moment. Right, now we've got a hole to deal with. Due to these scorpions, this level's proving quite tricky because they keep killing off my guys. I've got holes in several places which make all the pipeworks just useless at the moment. Come here, you little sods. Right, let's see if we make some progress here. Oh, he's got him again. Right, I need to defend this guy at all costs now. Oh, there's another break in the pipe there though now. So as you can see, it does get a little bit more tricky as things progress. Finally filling the last barrel now. Hopefully I can get enough into it. I've got another gap in the pipe. Hopefully there's enough there already, but I'm gonna get down here anyway. Yeah, at last. That took some time and it's getting a little bit more hard work. Still got 3 lives left though. And so on it goes. Basically the pipe tends to get a little bit longer and the barrels tend to get more numerous as the levels progress. There seems to be some nails coming at me here which I can't dispose of. That's going to make things even more tricky now. Oh, there goes a life. Yeah, the nails seem to be completely indestructible. So they're gonna cause me no end of problems. They also seem to follow me around quite a lot. Strangely, there doesn't seem to be anything that breaks through the pipe on this level. So it's actually relatively easy once you get to grips with the nails. And I think I've got an extra life there as well. And so we go on to level 6, which I've never been on before, so it's all new. This looks like a big pipe. This is going to take some effort to keep going. Blowtorch. So I'm down to my last life now, and this level's proving pretty difficult. There's a lot of pipe to look after. So time to sum up and basically say, yeah, it's a nice little game, sort of arcade style score attack game. You know, would have worked pretty well as a real life arcade game. So nothing much to complain about really. I said the only real problem is sometimes getting around can be a little bit tricky, but most of the time it's not too bad. You just kind of have to get used to the joins between the pipes. No doubt if I continue much further the difficulty level will get even more difficult, so to speak. But in terms of being worth $1.99, it's definitely worth it. I imagine lots of people bought it when it was a full price game, and it certainly would have been worth a full price asking price back in the mid-80s. Oh, that's game over. So yeah, certainly would have been worth $1.99, and definitely one of the better re-releases done by Mastertronic. And there's a new high score for me.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.